Happening now, a bipartisan coalition of New York State legislators is urging Governor Hochul to sign the Cannabis Crop Rescue Act. And Chautauqua County Industrial Agency approves a $1 million loan for Weber Knapp acquisition. Plus, a New York judge has ruled that Trump committed fraud and strips control of his signature properties.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us at Western New York News Now. I'm Lee Kane Jr. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, Alexander Latta, a 28-year-old resident of Mayville, found himself in legal trouble in November 2022 when the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant at his residence. Latta faced serious charges, including criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree and 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon in the third degree. However, in a recent development on July 18, 2023, Latta pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of attempted criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree. His fate was decided on September 25th when Judge David Foley sentenced him to a determinate state prison term of 3 years. Additionally, Latta will be subject to 3 years of post-release supervision upon completing his prison sentence. Well, in other news, in the early hours of September 23, 2023, Ellicott police conducted a routine traffic stop on Fluvanna Avenue, resulting in the arrest of a local man for allegations of operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol. At approximately 3:50 a.m. on September 23, 2023, the Ellicott Police Department initiated a traffic stop on Fluvanna Avenue, prompted by a traffic violation. Subsequent investigation alleged that the driver, Alexis R. Wynn, was operating the vehicle while intoxicated. Following the discovery, Alexis R. Wynn was promptly arrested and transported to the town of Ellicott for processing. Subsequently, he was released with an appearance ticket, scheduling a later court appearance in the town of Ellicott Court. Well, in other news, the Ellicott Town Police were dispatched to a residence in Celeron on September 25, 2023, following concerns about the well-being of a child found unattended in a roadway. Upon arrival, officers discovered a 2-year-old child running unsupervised in the vicinity. The child's parent, identified as Bria A. Carlson, was subsequently charged with endangering the welfare of a child. An appearance ticket was issued to Carlson, requiring her presence in the town of Ellicott Court at a later date. Well, in other news, in the early hours of Monday, September 26, 2023, the Ellicott Police Department located a white GMC Envoy behind a business in the town of Ellicott, resulting in a brief pursuit and the subsequent arrest of 2 individuals for grand larceny. At approximately 12:53 a.m., Ellicott Police Department officers spotted a male subject carrying property from a local business to a white GMC Envoy parked behind it. Upon noticing the marked patrol car, the operator of the vehicle and the subject attempted to flee the area. Ellicott Police Department initiated a pursuit with assistance from the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office and the Jamestown Police Department. The chase ended in the city of Jamestown, where a brief foot pursuit led to the apprehension of Dakota M. Preusler, 24 years old, and Joydy J. Barron, 42 years old. Following an investigation, it was alleged that Preusler and Barron had stolen approximately $2,230 worth of materials from the business. Both suspects were issued appearance tickets for grand larceny in the 4th degree. Additionally, Barron faced multiple vehicle and traffic offense charges stemming from the attempted escape from law enforcement. Preusler and Barron are scheduled to appear in the town of Ellicott Court on a later date to address the charges against them. As WNY News Now continues, a bipartisan coalition of New York State legislators is urging Governor Hochul to sign the Cannabis Crop Rescue Act. And later, Chautauqua County Industrial Agency approves a $1 million loan for Weber Knapp acquisition. Stay with us as WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
In a rare display of bipartisan unity, a coalition of almost 70 New York State legislators has penned a letter to Governor Kathy Hochul imploring her to take swift action by signing the Cannabis Crop Rescue Act, which is also known as S.7295A/A.7375A. Spearheaded by the Agriculture Committee leaders from both the Senate and Assembly, including Senate Chair Michelle Hinchey, Ranking Member George Borrello, Assembly Chair Donna Lopardo, and Ranking Member Chris Tague, this appeal comes amid mounting concerns over the dire state of cannabis farmers in the state. The legislators emphasize that the prolonged delays and complications surrounding the launch of the legal adult-use cannabis market have left over 200 cannabis farmers and processors with no viable avenue to sell their products, while only 23 state-licensed dispensaries are currently operational statewide. This has resulted in an astonishing excess of 250,000 pounds of unsold cannabis, depreciating in value daily and depriving farmers of their expected income. Senate Agriculture Chair Michelle Hinchey underscored the urgency of the situation, stating, "The Cannabis Crop Rescue Act is a vital short-term solution that needs action now." Senate Agriculture Ranking Member George Borrello echoed the sentiment, emphasizing that every week that passes makes their situation more desperate. Assembly Agriculture Chair Donna Lopardo acknowledged the plight of cannabis farmers and stressed the need to act swiftly, while Assembly Ranking Member Chris Tague, despite previous reservations, called on Governor Hochul to sign the bill immediately into law to alleviate the financial distress faced by these farmers. The legislators collectively viewed the Cannabis Crop Rescue Act as a necessary lifeline for a beleaguered industry struggling to find its footing in the face of unforeseen obstacles. Well, in other news, the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, CCIDA, Board of Directors, in their September 26, 2023 meeting, sanctioned a $1 million loan to support the acquisition of Weber Knapp Co. Incorporated. Located in Jamestown, New York and Faulkner, New York, the Weber Knapp facility comprised 243,000 square feet of space. Weber Knapp, with a remarkable 114-year history in Jamestown, initially began as a furniture industry hardware manufacturer and has evolved over the years in response to market dynamics. Mark Geist, Deputy County Executive for Economic Development and CEO of CCIDA, emphasized the agency's commitment to retaining local businesses. He praised the current owners, Rex McCrae and Donald Pangborn, for preserving Weber Knapp as a local entity and expressed confidence in Rhonda Johnson and Wayne Rischel, the prospective owners. Weber Knapp specializes in motion control and hardware products for various industries, maintaining high-quality standards for its clientele. Chautauqua County Executive P.J. Wendell lauded the move, highlighting the company's contribution to the community's workforce stability. Funding for the acquisition will come from multiple sources, including the current owners, Evans Bank, Cattaraugus County Bank, and personal equity injection from the new owners. Weber Knapp employs over 100 people locally, providing stable and well-paying jobs. The acquisition secures the company's continued local ownership, promising to preserve its identity, culture, and community presence. While in other news, in a significant victory for Attorney General Letitia James, Justice Arthur F. Engeron's ruling negates the need for a trial, affirming that Donald Trump had fraudulently secured favorable loan and insurance terms. Ms. James alleges that Trump inflated property values by as much as $2.2 billion, seeking a penalty of approximately $250 million in an upcoming trial. Justice Engeron determined that Trump's submitted annual financial statements contain clearly fraudulent valuations used in business dealings. In response, Ms. James stated, "We look forward to presenting the rest of our case at trial." Trump's lawyer, Christopher M. Keiss, intends to appeal the decision, calling it outrageous and disconnected from the facts and governing law. Trump, in his criticism, labeled Justice Engeron deranged. While the trial will establish the penalty's size, the ruling already delivered a major blow by canceling business certificates, potentially jeopardizing properties like 40 Wall Street and Trump Tower. It won't dissolve Trump's company, but it could cripple its New York operations and impact hundreds of jobs. Justice Engeron's decision also narrows the issues for trial, highlighting the validity of Ms. James' core case. He criticized Trump's defenses and imposed sanctions on Trump's lawyers for repeatedly presenting arguments he had previously rejected. Even if Trump's appeal fails, he may delay or challenge the case further. The possibility of criminal charges related to Trump's asset valuations has long intrigued prosecutors, reflecting the legal scrutiny surrounding his business practices. Well, coming up next, Congressman Nick Langworthy announces a $20,000 federal grant for the Jamestown Police Department. But first, we return with a look at our full weather forecast.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Noah, Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. I wanted to show you the I Love New York Fall Foliage Report, which was just updated this afternoon. And like last week, the southern tier is in the early stages of changing. The rest of western New York has yet to change. So if you want to see any fall foliage this weekend, the southern tier is where to be. I show you this photo I took earlier this afternoon of some of the change happening across the southern tier, with some red and yellows and oranges just beginning to change. And if you get any photos of the fall foliage and you want to share it with us, you can share it with us on social media, WNY News Now on Facebook, the First Defense weather page, or my personal weather page, Weather Forecast for Andrew Stevenson. And I'd love to share your fall foliage photos on social media if you have any. Taking a look at the almanac for today, made it to a high of 59 degrees yesterday in the city of Jamestown. The past few days have been below where we've been projecting. That's because of all the cloud cover we've had. Without the sunshine, those temperatures are unable to get as warm as where we were projecting. Record high for today, 89, set back in 2017. Record low, 27, set back in 1957. So future scan for through the overnight hours tonight and through the day tomorrow. Partly to mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight. More clouds across the southern tier, clearer skies the farther north you go. Tomorrow, if we do break out into any sunshine in the early morning, afternoon hours, those clouds will increase once again in the afternoon. This is a weak system approaches the region, and that system could have enough moisture with it that a few isolated scattered showers may be possible across the southern tier and northern Pennsylvania, although most areas might end up dry as it's a rather weak system. Again, your forecast for tonight, partly to mostly cloudy skies, overnight lows ranging from the mid-40s across inland locations to the mid to upper 50s near the immediate Lake Erie shoreline, although some interior valley locations could drop as low as the upper 30s. Your forecast for Thursday tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy skies, a few afternoon scattered showers possible into the evening hours. Highs tomorrow range from the mid-60s to the lower 70s. Before I show you that 7-day outlook, I wanted to show you the NOAA temperature outlook for the month of October, which continues to favor above average temperatures around 40 to 50% above average across the Northeast and the Great Lakes region. In fact, for October, November, and December, the NOAA Climate Prediction Center is projecting above average temperatures for those months as well. So while we will have some cold periods in there, they're projecting on average above average temperatures to close out the year of 2023, if you can believe that. And now the 7-day outlook powered by Ultimate Solutions. So after a few afternoon showers tomorrow into early Friday, most of the time it's going to be fairly dry. The weekend is looking beautiful, partly to mostly sunny skies over the weekend. Temperatures making to the lower 70s with more sunshine, and then we continue with the dry weather even in the next week, and we get a little bit warmer with temperatures in the mid, if not the upper 70s through next week.
Andrew, thank you. Well, Congressman Nick Langworthy, who represents New York's 23rd Congressional District, announced a U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, grant for the City of Jamestown Police Department in the amount of $20,694. This grant underscores our commitment to ensuring that our men and women in uniform have the resources they need to keep our communities safe, said Representative Langworthy. As the Jamestown Police Department is dealing with increased crime rates, this funding for force multiplying equipment will enable them to respond more effectively to emerging challenges. This grant is part of the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant Program, focused on increasing the capacity of local police departments to conduct enhanced surveillance, data collection, and investigative activities. Specifically, the Jamestown Police Department will purchase and implement an additional deployable pole camera system. Well, coming up next, a bipartisan coalition of 17 attorneys general sues Amazon over alleged monopolistic practices.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
If you want to speak truth to the masses, make it funny for the classes.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
New York Attorney General Letitia James, backed by a bipartisan group of 17 attorneys general, has joined forces with the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, in a legal action against Amazon. The lawsuit accuses the e-commerce and technology giant of employing anti-competitive strategies to unlawfully maintain its monopoly status. The complaint contends that Amazon's actions prevent competitors and sellers from lowering prices, compromise product quality, overcharge sellers, stifle innovation, and hinder rivals from fair competition. The core argument is that Amazon's violation of the law is not solely due to its size, but stems from exclusionary practices that obstruct competitors' growth and emerging competitors. The alleged anti-competitive actions target two markets: the online superstore market for consumers and the market for online marketplace services for sellers. Tactics include anti-discounting measures and coercing sellers into using Amazon's costly fulfillment service for Prime eligibility. The coalition seeks a federal court injunction to halt Amazon's unlawful practices and restore competition. Joining Attorney General James in the lawsuit are attorneys general from Connecticut, Delaware, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, New Jersey, New Hampshire, New Mexico, Nevada, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Wisconsin. Attorney General James remarked that Amazon's monopolistic behavior harms consumers, small businesses, and the overall economy, and stressed the importance of holding all companies accountable to the law. The lawsuit aims to protect consumers and businesses nationwide by addressing Amazon's alleged abusive practices. Well, that's going to be it for us today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. You can download it today for free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We're also on channel 716 on Roku and at channel716.com. Thank you for watching.